Did you see that shit? MMA podcast. Hosted by mixed martial arts journalist Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21, and Chicago's number one underground comedian, Apollo Taj Mahal.
Thank you for listening. I'm Mike Strauss, aka Strauss21, and this is
Apollo Taj Mahal.
We are the guys from the Did You See That Shit Mixed Martial Arts podcast. We know you're going to like the interview, so be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on all the social media platforms, as well as the Missing Time Productions YouTube channel. And don't forget to go to didyousseethatshit.com for a complete rundown of all of our content. Right, Apollo?
Yeah.
All right, I want to welcome back Emmanuel El Matador Sanchez to the show. I don't think there is another featherweight in the world that is hotter than you right now, brother.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, I was there firsthand at Bellator 198 to witness the standing arm triangle choke. Tell me about that, man. Is that something, Emmanuel, that you catch in training a lot?
The arm triangle in general, yes, but standing, I think it just came from the Muay Thai clinch, actually. My coach, Duke Rufus, he witnessed someone do that to somebody in kickboxing training before. When you clinch someone and you have a strong clinch and you're not afraid of, to clinch with someone, you can put them to sleep with that. And I was going to grab him to throw more knees and elbows, but when he turned his body, I just saw the opportunity to take the arm triangle, so I just snatched it up.
Man, that was crazy. And to me, it was one of the, honestly, 198 was a home run on all accounts for Bellator, but your victory in particular, I think, to me, stands out as one of the highlights of the evening, man. Just tremendous stuff. And I'm happy that people now are starting to talk about you as one of the very best in the world now. Are you finally getting your due that you feel that you should have had a long time ago?
Yes and no, I guess. I know right now they're focused more on the heavyweight tournament, and then the next card. This is the way things work,
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice, instead of asking, like, oh, is he next or does he deserve a shot, should just be like, oh, hey, yeah, this guy is next. This guy is the in line. And, this guy is going to, that's the question, but it is what it is, All I got to do is stay focused in training, work hard, and be ready for the next one. And whoever emerges the winner, obviously that's what I want.
Now, you're referring to the fight between Pitbull and Weichel on July 14th. Have you been promised the winner, or is that just what you feel is rightfully yours next?
They haven't exactly told me anything. They just told me to stay ready, of course, in case anything happens, it's the MMA game, so, which I will. But more than anything, I want them to handle their beef, man. So I really am hoping and praying they don't get hurt. I want them to handle their beef, just fight, Both of them haven't fought in over a year, so it's like, just get it over with, and then get ready to defend it, whoever wins, So they haven't promised me anything, but, you gotta, I'm just using common sense right here, There's no one else in line. There's no one as good as I'm doing, done, that's done.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no one. You're right, man. You are that guy, the next challenger. Do you have a preference? Would you rather have it be Weichel again, or would you rather it be Pitbull?
I think both. It's great marketability for Bellator, because obviously I've never faced Pitbull, so it would be good. And I think they could promote that pretty well, and then make it for an exciting fight. And a rematch with Daniel, too. You know what I mean? That sells a lot in itself, too, knowing that this guy weaseled and squeaked out a crap decision against me, and I left him not being able to walk to the hotel or to the airport, and he's limping all left, right, all beat up and stuff, so he knows he didn't beat me. So, I think it'd be a great one to get back. To take the title from him if he wins it, I think it'd be great to go out and take it from him.
Yeah, that'd be something, man. So you're 27 years old. You mentioned you train at Rufus Sport. You're 17-3. I just rewatched the match that you just hinted about, the Daniel Weichel fight, just kind of thinking what could happen. And you're right, man. I don't know how they gave that fight to him, but they did. Is that the one that really burns you the most out of your three losses?
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, I'm not making excuses. My first one, I lost. Yeah, my first one, I was outsized, I was out wrestled, and that was at 170. So I never should have been in that fight to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Second one was against Pat Curran, and I took it on short notice, and that was only my third fight in Bellator. And you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying I'm like the best featherweight that there is, because what other featherweight has done what I've done? My third fight in Bellator, and I'm fighting the former two-time champion, you know?
Pat Curran is
I'm fighting a
phenomenal.
guy with, yeah, you know, I'm fighting a guy with more wins in Bellator than I have professional fights at the time, you know? Curran's been at the top for a long time, and that's my third fight on 2 weeks' notice against Pat Curran, you know? So no one has done what I've done who faced what I faced. The only one who I can say is Henry Corrales, who his debut was against Daniel Strauss, and then he took a short notice against, later on, Pitbull. But other than, you know, him and I, there's no one else who has faced those monsters, you know what I mean, like Strauss, Pitbull, and Curran. You know, those three are like the, you know, since they faced each other, they were the face of the featherweight division in Bellator for the longest time. And now, you know, you get someone like myself coming up. It's time for, you know, a new face, a new king, a new challenger, everything. So, you know, I'm glad that I'm going to come in and take this all over. And the fact that Daniel, you know, robbed that from me for that one night, you know, I mean, that was, more than anything, I was just confused. You know, I was just thinking, like, damn, I thought I won all 3 rounds. I don't know what the judges were thinking when I heard the scorecards. And you know what? I mean, it sucks, but I'm kind of glad I lost. I didn't want to set the record for most split decisions in MMA.
Yeah, well, you've rebounded, man, like nothing else. I mean, the run that you're on is tremendous. We hinted at it a few times. You sharpen, you hone your skills at Rufus Sport with some of the very best in the world, man. You got so many bodies there. Who are some of the guys that you get to roll with on a regular basis?
Well, obviously, you get the Pettis brothers, you know what I mean? Tyron, when he gets coming to town. We got a lot of guys more so up and coming right now that, you know, people haven't heard of yet, but they will, you know, whether it be Bellator or UFC. But my man Nate Jetterman, who's a star right now in LFA.
Mm-hmm.
Man Jordan Griffin, who's, you know, former King of the Cage champ, ROTC champ, for regional champ in other organizations. But, you know, these are guys with, you know, great records, building themselves up, coming up. And there's another guy who stands out the most as far as professionals go, my man Rafian Stotts, who's, I believe, 10-1 now? Something like that, 9-1 or 10-1. But he came to Rufus Sport when he was an amateur. And that was, you know, maybe just 2-3 years ago. And now, look, you know, he had already had his last amateur fight, boom, just skyrocketed through his pro career. He's had the opportunity to have, you know, he's got the phone call from the UFC a couple times. One time didn't have his passport. One time wasn't the right fight. And, you know, and then he had a shot for the Contender Series, so we're going to get him up on there. And it's going to be great, man. I can't wait to see him in the UFC. I think that's where he deserves to be. And I got 2 other guys as amateurs right now who helped me a lot, too. Other guys as amateurs. My teammates, Christian Rodriguez, Brian Batista. Amazing guys, grinding with me every day. And soon enough, you will see them, whether it be in Combates or LFA, or which they have already fought for LFA as amateurs, but coming up, you know what I mean, at the professional ranks, you're going to see them very soon.
Awesome. And I love that you got guys like Tyron Woodley, Paul Felder, recently Jared Gordon. You got guys from all over the country now moving to train with you guys at Rufus. So I just think that's really cool, man. Real quick before I let you go, what are your thoughts on this Yair Rodriguez situation, man? Do you think he's going to end up in Bellator? And if he does, man, that'd be a crazy fight, you and him, huh?
Yeah, you know, I've trained with Yair before, you know, because he's come up to Rufus before too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, it'd be interesting. You know, I mean, I've always been cool with him, and he's always been cool with me. You know what I mean? I've always known, he's in the UFC, I'm a Bellator. We just, you know, left it at that.
Mm-hmm.
And trained with Anthony at Izzy Style Wrestling before, and trained with myself when he came up to Rufus Sport, or trained with all of us, of course. But yeah, I guess that would be pretty crazy. You know what I mean? I'm flattered, honestly, that a lot of people, you know, once the news that he got cut, a lot of people are already, you know, saying Bellator, snatch him up and match him up with me. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, damn. You know, it's I'm pretty flattered that people, you know, tune into MMA that much, and I guess tune into me too. Now that, you know, they recognize me now to say, all right, this is the perfect opponent for him. You know what I mean? I guess in his debut, but I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. You know, I mean, Dana has always been one to cut guys and then bring them back, you know, right away. Or, you know, I mean, Miguel Torres got cut for a tweet.
Yeah,
and
right.
He was brought back with an apology, you know what I mean? I think Efrain Escudero, actually, all the guys that I'm mentioning right now, I think are just been cut as been Mexicans.
Yeah, right.
Efrain Escudero, I remember, got cut once because he was denying fights, or, you know, he was doing other things that Dana didn't like, so he had to go out and get another win or two in the regional circuit and then come back or something like that. So I don't know. You know, maybe they can work something out and they pick him back, or maybe Bellator does snatch him up right away, and that, you know, that is something that comes up. But I think it'd be great if they did snatch him up, because a lot of people are already asking me, when is Bellator going to Mexico? And I'm like, that'd be amazing. So now that you got myself, Jair, and, you know, whoever else, you know what I mean? I know that they can build and branch to put it down there. We've been waiting, you know. They want Bellator for, you know, Latin America, South America, you know, it's been huge. You know, you got all these other organizations going after that market. I think Bellator should as well, too. You know, they haven't gone north yet for Canada, which I got a lot of fans from there, and they haven't gone south yet, you know what I mean, for all the fans down there, you know, Mexico, Brazil, or, you know, in the other Southern America, like Bolivia, Chile, Ecuador, you know, the other countries down there too. So I think it'd be amazing, man. I hope Bellator does, you know, because you see them there going to the UK next week or something like that in
for
2 weeks.
200, yeah.
And then, you know, the Pitbull Weichel fight would be in Rome. So I mean, I think it'd be amazing if they started a branch and market fights on this side, you know, on the Americas here, on the different countries here, than in Europe.
For Mexico, what they can do is after you win the title from whoever it is, you know, whether it be Weichel or Pitbull, how about your first title defense be against Jair? Because I think he should have to fight someone before he fights you, because it's a privilege to fight you in Bellator. So he should have to go through somebody before he fights you. That's how I feel.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I mean, you know what's crazy is even I remember when Lawrence Larkin got signed, and he got a title fight right away, which was all right. You know what I mean? That's the way they promote. And Lawrence, you know, of course, came from Strikeforce before too, so he's already got good connections with Pat and them. But I remember Dean Thomas put out a tweet, and he said it goes to show that even the best have Bellator jitters. You know, because he was right up there as the main star on that, and, you know, didn't really, I guess, from Dean's eyes, didn't really perform like I guess he thought he could. But, yeah, you know, I think they should. I think him versus another top contender that they can, you know, pull up. And, yeah, it is. I mean, that's the way I feel about any other featherweight right now in the division, too. It's you got to earn your right to fight me, because, like I said, other than Corrales, who's, you know, taking short notice fights and had, you know, tough ones as well, like myself, there's no one else who's faced guys who have held gold. How about that? Guys who have just held Bellator gold. Or guys who have, you know what I mean, been in Bellator a long time. So until any of these other guys face, you know, a Curran, a Strauss, the Pitbull, or anyone else, you know what I mean, like, then you can come up and try to get into a fight with me. Other than that, no. And I'm not being a diva about it. I'm just saying I want to test your skills. I don't want you to get murdered by me. I want to see how well you go against these guys first.
It only makes sense, man. You've been there putting the work in, so that's the way I see it too. I appreciate your time, man. It's always fun talking to you, and I can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it very much.